Hi everybody, we're going to give you a fast rundown of what to do about outside wheels and whether or not you need to do anything about outside wheels. So we've got Medicine Cat's skates here, and she's got these pink Sweet and Low wheels, which are either 84 or 88 durometer. That's how hard they are. So if you feel them, they kind of feel a little bit soft, squishy-ish. But the other thing they have, you can hear it, is ridges. All of them have those wheels. Now sometimes those ridges will wear off, but they all have ridges to start when they're indoor wheels usually. These are her outdoor wheels that she has, and they are very smooth on this side. They are actually roughly the same amount of squishiness as these are, but the other thing you might notice is that they are bigger around. Also, it's pretty common for them to be narrower, not quite as wide. That lets you roll over things and get further without having to roll your wheels as much, so less effort, and it lets you get between sticks and around sticks without having to work so hard, and then being smooth lets sticks and things pop out of your way. So that's the benefit of the outdoor wheels. Sometimes people get worried that they will damage their inside wheels, which is possible, but much more likely it's just not going to be as comfortable as if you had outside wheels. These are Radar Zens, which is an old version of Sonar Zens, which are one of the cheaper outdoor wheels you can get. You can get usually a set of 4 for $15, often with free shipping. I like to get them from Derby Warehouse. You can get them, so you can mix and match your colors even if you want to, which is what Addie does. So when you decide you want to do that, when they come, they don't actually have this green part in the middle as your bearing. They don't come with those in there. You have to put those in there. We'll do that another time. But I like this skate tool. You find your 1/2-inch one, unless you have some unusual skates. You put it on there and you turn it derby direction and it takes off your old wheel. And then take that nut off. If you've got extra gunk on there, now is the time to clean that off. Put your other wheel on, tighten your nut right back down, and you're good to go, unless you need to switch bearings. So you do that on all 8 of them, and then you will have your wheels ready to go outside. So you can tell that this one is a little bit harder to turn, and that's actually kind of an okay thing. You want to make sure that you're not cross-threading your nuts that go on there. And you can use them a couple of times, but after a while, if they get really easy to turn on and off, like if you can turn them on there with just your bare hand, then that's an indicator that it's probably time to replace your nuts. There's all different kinds of nuts that you can replace them with. There's all different kinds of bearings you can get. Lots of different choices on the wheels, so depending on what you're looking for, there's cheap and expensive and plain and fun options all around. And so what I do, you can see that that's spinning really good right now. I turn it until it doesn't want to spin really good anymore. For outdoor wheels, it's probably going to spin no matter what, and then I turn it back a 1/2 turn or 1/4 turn derby direction to make sure it's still spinning good. This one was a little bit loose, which makes me nervous because this nut might be due for replacement. You can actually see when you look at the nut that it looks a little bit older, so this one might not have been replaced when other nuts were replaced. So we'll put that one on there. Just give it a check and see if it works with the hand tightening trick. Probably get one more use out of that one before I have to worry about it. So we'll tighten it down. Everything still spins really good. Now it doesn't want to spin, so we'll loosen it up until it wants to spin freely again. And that's what we do. Now we've got all 8 wheels set to go outside. So then in our house, we have a lot of these boxes, which is what some of the wheels that we get come in. And that's where I put the wheels with their bearings so that they're ready to find when it's time to find them. Pop the top on, and we know that we've got them stashed when we get back in from outside so that we can get them switched back out again. Along with having the nice outside wheels on there, something else you might want to think about having to trade for inside to outside is your toe stops. Toe stops can get pretty junked up outside. They can wear out a lot. You can kind of see if that's going on there. And so that's something that you may want to keep in mind, is that you might not want to have your best toe stops on out there. Now, if you don't know what you have for toe stops, it might not make a difference. This one, I actually took skating earlier, and I'm just finding out that it's pretty loosened up, so I'm going to want to tighten that one up before I use it again. So for this kind of toe stop, you want to adjust it to the height that you want it at, and then get a 15/16 inch wrench. I usually will hand tighten it part way. Looks like it's not even going to let me do that right now though, so there we go. And then once you've got it, so the toe stop is where you want it, the nut is tight up to the plate, then you can use your wrench to tighten that down. And you guys have all seen me get out my big Mama Jama wrench. You want to tighten this as high up as it'll go, nice and tight. Use some strength, use some muscles, and get that to really stay secure so that it doesn't go falling off. Because a really common thing to have happen with this kind of toe stops is to lose them in the middle of a trail skate. And if you skate on a canal path like I do, you don't want to see them fall off just in time to have to go capture them from the canal. So you want that to be really tight up to there. If you have the washer still that goes with it, then you want the washer to be kind of like a cup. You want it to go this way with the hole in the bottom and the top edges higher. Other things that you might want to consider for outside skating is if you need to protect the toes on your skates. A lot of us already have those. A lot of us aren't too worried about protecting toes. For my inside skates, I actually have toe covers on those to help protect them too. When you do that, I have a different kind of toe stop on here, or different kind of toe stop hardware on here, but it's going to go loose on your stem down here. You can use an extra nut to help hold that in place, but on your plate, you always want this nut and washer making contact with the plate, because that's what holds it tight. So if you have any extra fabric, you want it to go below that nut so that it isn't stopping your plate from holding your toe stop in place.